What's up, homie G's? Welcome back to the channel. We had a heck of a day today. Planted so much bamboo. Thank God my guy loves cutting them apart, because it is like, it's not the easiest thing. I just run the tractor and like it was super smooth today. I'm super happy with how it happened. So I have learned that the inflation rate posting came out today, and it has risen for a third time in a row, or at least to my knowledge or memory. I believe this is 3 now, because I think at first it was 8.2, then it was 8.6. Today it's 9.1, which is hilarious. Like, it's exactly what I've been saying for a long time now. Like, inflation is like a runaway train. Like when it's going, you have to apply more braking than the forward momentum. Like, so if you have 9.3 or 9.1 inflation, you've got to have interest rates at inflation plus some sort of premium equals the risk-free rate, like some sort of whatever, like whatever part of the curve you're on. Like if you're really trying to stop it 5 points above, like 5%, which would actually be 500 basis points. Like if you want to think about how very detailed these numbers are, we're 500 points away. That's from stopping inflation. But the goal isn't to stop inflation. Like if you have followed what I've said about the Federal Reserve, the goal here is not like they can't. Like they have to inflate away the debt, but at the same time the debt is not stopping. It's just like a pump. Like they're essentially like a billage pump, and like at some point, like there's just no way they can keep up with the market forces, which is the Titanic or like the Nevada or like name your favorite Pearl Harbor boat. Like there's just no way that the pumps are gonna pump like the holes in the side of this thing. Like there's just no way. On top of that, the demographics are crappy. Like people are fake and gay. Like there's just a lot of stuff that's just like, people are yelling at each other in Congress. Like you're in a fourth turning. Everything from the old world has to be washed away so that we can build something for the new world. And the new world is like totally up for grabs right now. Like totally up for grabs. I mean, this week, I think it's been a week. Man, this video will probably ship a few days out. Just because it's like we cleared 11 acres this week, or 10, and like, yeah. So we've just been like on projects. We didn't clear all 10, we cleared 4. Let me clarify that. Maybe a little bit more than 4. But like there's just so much stuff that like in my own life where I'm like, oh yeah, these things are happening. Like I planted like 7, I have 7 additional fruit trees to get planted. Like all these like little things they just have to be planning for, because it's like, check out like how good or weird, I mean, it depends on your perspective, but like if you're an ag, they're telling you like the inflation is increasing, and they're definitely like year after year or quarter after quarter, like it's in like prices are going to double every 2 or 3 years. It's a mathematical fact. That's if they're even in supply. And like supply is the thing that really creates price. Like demand matters, but like how much supply is there? Like if there's 1 gallon of gasoline, the price of that gallon of gasoline could theoretically go to $1 million. It could be like, if there's 1 gallon of it, it's worth $1 million. If there's 21 million Bitcoin and that becomes a thing, and like that's what people want, that's the store of value, which it is. It's going through a GFC right now, a great financial crisis. You should pay attention. I haven't bought anything recently, but I'm paying attention because it's like, you don't know where the bottom is going to be here, but I like Bitcoin at 20. Will Bitcoin be 10? Will Bitcoin be 5? Will Bitcoin be 35? Can it be less than that? Like, I'm just interested to see where this goes, but I also know like it'll survive and it'll wash out everything that's in the process. This is what's so cool about crypto. All these crypto lenders that were like, oh, we'll pay you in Bitcoin 11% interest rates or 8% interest rates. You're like, that doesn't exist. Like, where are you investing that where you're getting a higher return? And they're like, well, we're running like a Bitcoin Ponzi scheme where we have an exchange and like we need so much Bitcoin on the exchange so people can buy. Like there's just all this. They're running like a crypto. It's not even banking. It's just the world of DeFi. Like people are trying to create new financial products right now. Like the guy I was doing bamboo with today, he showed me some of his financial products that his financial advisor at Ray J is like got him in. And I looked at it and he's like 98% US equities in his retirement account, whether it's Roth, whatever. I don't know the details of it. They can be moved, but it's like, bro, you should just move this here to there. Like that's like, don't, and so I click on it, like 9% of one of the indexes that he's holding is like Tesla. And it's like at $600-700 a share. No, like all-time high 1,200. Yeah. $1 trillion company at that point. Now it's worth 500 billion, but is it though? Like it's really weird. Like you have a company like First Majestic, like AG, that's the ticker. They're way down, barely profitable at this point actually, with silver being down to like the 19 level, which is a freaking gift. Like it's just so incredible. Like for a day's labor, 1/10 of an ounce of silver is like what you would pay a Roman soldier or anyone throughout history, like 5,000 years, with the exception of like maybe the last 100 years, definitely the last 50 years. Like, so it's just like, well, definitely the last 100 years, actually. Henry Ford, like, just to show you how wealthy we were, Henry Ford was paying his people $5 a day, 5 ounces of silver a day in 1903. He was paying his workers $5 a day. Every Thursday, you'd have $20. You could go buy an ounce of gold. That's worth $17.50 today, 17, whatever, 20, 40, like whatever it is. Like, basically, he's paying his people, and people are like, well, they didn't have 2 weeks of vacation time and maternity leave and all, like, whatever, because it was dudes that were working there. But it's like, my buddy right now is on maternity leave as a U.S. Gov employee, and I'm just, like, laughing. Like, I'm just like, dude, it's so wow. It's so, like, I maybe understand for a few days, but, like, get back to work. Like, he's paying his people $100,000 a year. Like, that's what he's paying, like, the screw-on tires to do, like, hard 12-hour a day factory work. And, like, those cars were selling for $400. So, you can do the math. Like, how many days, like, you can work at Ford and in a year and a half, buy one of his cars. One of the cars you're making. That's cool. That's really, really cool. And, like, that thing would last you through the 20s. And, like, you could have bootlegged whiskey with it in the 20s. And, like, I mean, not the Model T. I mean, not the Model T. But anyway, if you want the inflation to stop, the interest rates have to be higher than the inflation rate. But they can't. There's too much government debt. I'll leave you with this. The U.S. government is $31 trillion in debt. If the interest rates had to go to an appropriate rate, let's just call it 10%, not stopping inflation, just 10%, they'd be paying $3 trillion a year, 3.1-ish trillion dollars a year, which is more than the federal budget. Well, a little bit less. It's like, I think they're like around 3 trillion, a little plus, but they spend 4.5 trillion. So that extra 1.5 trillion would go away immediately. But that's assuming you're not in a recession or depression and you're still taking in that much in tax. Or that you're not and you just have to increase the taxes, which just throws the burden on your people that are paying like $5 fuel and everything else. It's wild, man. It's freaking wild. When you look at this like as an economist and just talk about the possibilities here, they're endless, but ultimately this is about like hitting checkpoints in your own personal life. Sorry for the bumpiness on the road. I'm hoping this becomes double lanes at some point. So I can just like screech now. This has been like my road since like high school. I used to come out here and like screech in this truck. But like, hopefully it becomes double lanes because now it's busy because people are moving to the new Rome, and that's Florida. Like, and that's our other channel. If you guys want to check out our other channel, I'll link to it below. It is Sarasota Discovered. I'm going to be doing my first video on that channel, which my wife started for a real estate thing, like maybe a year or two ago. We're gonna get to consistent posting on that and just talk about like what's going on in the Florida real estate market, because it's wild. Because I see all this stuff online where people are like, "Oh, real estate's going down." And it's like, dude, the last like 7 of like 9 transactions in my neighborhood have been cash at asking or over asking, and I'm talking like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. Like, and the stock market's down 30%, and inflation is continuing to rise, and people are like, oh, well, home prices must crash. And it's like, no, interest rates must rise. Well, that means the amount of house people can buy is less now that they're paying cash. It's weird. It's a haves and have-not world. Like, some people are living through debt, and the important thing is to break that. And there'll be a lot of videos on this channel to break that and build wealth. That's the cool thing, is everyone, regardless of status or class rather, is going to have to be a producer of wealth moving forward. Just in general, our country is going to have to import less than it exports. That's going to be an 80% living adjustment. Just that. Think about it. Like, nothing on the shelves of Walmart, all that's going to have to be built here. Or it's going to be a simpler store. Like, it's going to have like fruits, it's going to have some vegetables, it's going to have maybe some clothes. Don't count on socks. Socks are going to be tough to find. Other videos, but you're not sending a really inexpensive textile, 3,000 miles away, utilizing like, and they're producing in a currency that's losing value against the dollar at 30, 40, 50% a year. even though our dollar is losing value domestically, like in the world, it's strengthening. So as they're printing like their crappy currencies, our currency just looks less crappy, and they have to buy it to get oil and all these other things. And meanwhile, our elites are like, we're going to control the price of Russian oil. Really, how are you going to do that? There's only one way to do that. Drop the price of oil to 40 bucks a barrel, 30 bucks a barrel. America has more oil than Saudi Arabia. Let our boys go. Like welding jobs, like trade schools, like pipeline builds, like you want to solve this problem, but they don't. They really want to kill like maybe 1 million Germans this winter. We'll see. Like they're not going to have any energy. This is getting very interesting. And like meanwhile, they just keep getting more lunatic. I'm telling you, you don't want politicians in your life. And like we're coming to a point, like a crossroads. You know, trav means crossroads. We're coming to a trav point where options will have to be picked. We will be at a crossroads, and you cannot have it all. You're gonna have to pick. And the road less traveled is the way to go, but that's not the way they go. They go, all roads lead to Rome. And Rome fell so hard, and right towards the end they got super fake and gay, and then they got taken over by the barbarians. And people like to think because it took so long that our system like could hold, and like it's holding pretty good. Like it could hold a good another decade. Like, but just think about like that decade that you're gonna go through, how gnarly that's gonna be. All right, guys, I will see you down in the comments. Give me your thoughts. Share this with somebody who needs to hear this. Maybe a harder one to follow, maybe not. Maybe there are parts, let me know. What parts we're jiving with, which parts you're like, okay, I need more on that. A lot going on. And in addition, well, we won't hit the yeah, we won't, no, we won't. We'll keep it PG, and like, we gotta keep it just fake and gay enough for your boomer mom. So you can send this to mom and be like, Mom, I don't know exactly what's going on, but you need to watch this video. And at the end of the day, like, what has outperformed the S&P 500 for the last 22 years in a row? Where Dave Ramsey has been wrong now for 2 decades. For 2 decades, and he's going through his 3rd decade of being wrong. Gold. Because we are in a 4th turning. And that's what everybody is missing. Peace.